Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for today's session. We are going to be talking about Google Ads and AI-powered Google Ads, and most importantly, how to leverage pay-per-click advertising and paid media to generate more leads, more sales, and more opportunities, specifically for your pest control business. And this session is about part of our digital dominance method, the big picture strategy for maximizing your lead flow through the internet, from building a website that converts to ranking organically for your most important keywords, and also to buying leads and running Facebook ads. We have covered it all, and we dive deeper into it during our 2026 Internet Marketing Plan session last January, and also number one, SEO and new AI ranking formula in February. But today we are only going to focus on step 2, paid search, and tapping into the power of pay-per-click PPC advertising and how to make it work for you. Before we jump in, a little bit of housekeeping. So this is going to be a very short compared to my other webinars, not very short, but shorter than them. So next 60 minutes you will be with me. So if you can go ahead and turn off your cell phone, close Facebook. I know it's very distracting. And on any other distractions, if you are serious about doubling or tripling the leads you get from the internet or PPC, so this next 60 minutes could be a game changer for you. And since you decided to join us, let's make this session a little bit interactive, so I won't feel like I'm talking to myself. So I'll be asking for some feedback throughout my presentation. And when I ask you to type something in the chat, just jump in and let's make it not like a monologue, two-way communication. So with that said, drop a 1 in the chat and let me know you're here and ready to go. Okay, so awesome. And here is what we are going to cover in today's session, and why PPC is the key to unlimited scalability when it comes to generating consistent leads for your pest control or any home services businesses. And I will be showing you real live examples because I believe that's the best way to learn. And you will see actual PPC campaigns that have generated between 5 to 15 return on investment for pest control companies across the country, depending on the location or the budget you spend. Then we will break down the exact structure behind those results, what is happening in the background with ad groups, landing page, and campaign optimization, and how AI helped these campaigns to be visible more on your target groups, and how we can achieve that level of performance consistently, and how to set up and structure your pay-per-click campaigns using AI to achieve the lowest cost per lead and maximum return on investment. We will also dive into the most important KPIs you need to track, the numbers that tell you whether you are on track or off track, because once you know what to measure, you can adjust confidently or decide it's time to scale, hire new technicians, and add more trucks to your fleet while maintaining predictable growth. So after Pest World every year and Eastern Conference, I always face this question, or always have this comment from pest control company owners: oh, we tried Google Ads, but it didn't work out. I wasted my money. I threw it to the trash. Nothing works. And they have no idea how to track all these investment when they spend money on PPC. So how does that sound? If covering these 4 key areas, why, the real example, the structure with AI, and the KPIs, sounds like, I think, win. So drop win in the chat if you think the same like me. If you stick around until the end, I got a few ethical buys, some great business to thank you for being here live today. First of all, I'll be sharing the ultimate pest control wildlife removal online marketing checklist, and also the most commonly searched keywords for pest control and wildlife removal keywords, and a ready-to-use list of top performing search terms, but that doesn't mean you should use them in one campaign or in one ad group. And plus a visual of our online dominance method, so you can clearly see how every piece of your marketing fits together to drive results. So make sure to stay with us until the end. So I will show you exactly how to access all of these resources. My team spent a lot of time putting them together, and I promise they will be worth it. But first, who I am and why you should listen to me. I'm Faye Cebi, I'm an active member of NPMA, National Pest Management Association. And at Dijital Karma, we are Google certified partners, managing almost 4 million per year in Google ad spend, specifically for pest control, home service, and home development contractors. That means what I'm going to share with you isn't based on a theory or something I read in a book. It's based on real world data, the strategies and campaigns we are running every day for campaigns just like yours, and the results they're achieving from having their internet marketing and PPC campaigns dialed in the right way. We have a mission, so we are committed to helping more than 500 pest control and wildlife removal companies triple their sales in 10 years. This is our goal as a company, and this is what we do day in and day out. We run the campaigns, manage the strategies, and fine-tune every detail to help our clients get better results online. If you think this sounds great, maybe, or I should have you're already having your Google Ads placed, but this sounds great, maybe I should have them a look at my PPC setup, just drop a message in the chat and we will reach out and help you schedule a time to talk so we can review your campaigns together and see what opportunities exist for improvement, or there's a room for improvement, or everything was set up properly, your campaigns, your ad groups, and you can put your details on the chat and we can book an online call with you too. So that's my quick intro. Now let's dive into the good stuff. From here out, it's all about content, strategy, and results. So first of all, should PPC be part of my overall internet marketing strategy? Yes, it does actually. And is this even important? Should I be even thinking like running pay-per-click as part of my pest control marketing strategy? There are so many different ways to market yourself. We have SEO, we have Google My Business profile optimization, because SEO still is the king and review still very important. And like social media, referrals, even hangers and postcards. And couldn't I just rely on organic traffic or word of mouth? Absolutely yes. But also PPC should be part of your overall internet marketing strategy. When we will look at what works best for pest control companies, the first priority is always having a great website that is built to convert. Fast, mobile friendly, easy to contact with the consumer, and that is where your highest quality leads come from. But after that comes local service ads. You may know them as Google Guaranteed program, and also Google Ads search campaigns and AI-powered Performance Max campaigns. Why? Because when someone discovers bedbugs, termites, or hears scratching in the attic or spots a raccoon in the garage, they're not scrolling Facebook, wanting to see your post. They're going straight to Google and typing pest control service, pest control near me, or wildlife removal in my specific city. So nearly every customer today searches online first when they have a pest or wildlife issue. So you need to show up everywhere your customers are looking. And PPC is one of the most powerful way to capture those ready to book customers right at the moment they need you most. First, it lets you show up quickly. It's not like SEO. If you compare Google Ads, PPC to organic SEO, both are powerful, but they work very differently. An organic strategy takes time. You build a great website, optimize your web pages, write blogs, and build backlinks, and over time, your authority grows, which means you start ranking higher, but that process doesn't happen overnight. Even if you make major improvements to your website today, it can take 2 to 3 months, sometimes longer, before you start seeing movement in rankings. And unless you're in the top 5 search results, you are barely visible to customers, while means very few leads will come in from organic alone. Now, the beauty of Google Ads is that you can show up almost instantly. We can set up campaigns, create landing page, choose the right keywords, and start showing up where your customers are searching within 20 to 48 hours. And that means you can start generating clicks, calls, and form submissions almost immediately. And the second reason PPC is so valuable is that it helps you show up in all the places your customers are looking. In pest control and wildlife removal, when someone spots a mouse, damage, or hears scratching in the attic, they don't wait around. They go straight to Google and what do they see first? Google local service ads, so Google guaranteed, then paid ads, and then the map pack, and finally organic listings. So ideally, you want to be everywhere if you want to dominate your area. In local service ads, in Google ads, and organically, because that's how you dominate visibility when customers are ready to book a service. And the third reason is that Google Ads lets you target keywords you may not rank for organically, and you can also target the specific area, and also you can even specific target group, specific area, and specific mileage. And finally, PPC gives you scalability. You can literally turn it up like a volume knob. If you are spending 25,000, 2,500 per month and getting a solid return on investment, so say like 10,000 in new jobs, and you know the math works, you can confidently scale to 3 to 5K. So you have an idea of return on investment from Google Ads. Not an idea. Actually, if you set up the conversions like phone calls or properly or code forms, you can really have a strong idea about what you can definitely scale your budget next month. In bigger US markets, pest control companies spend like 5 to 30,000 grand monthly on pay-per-click because it works. And because they can track exactly how many leads and book jobs come from it. So that's why I believe PPC absolutely deserves a place in your marketing mix. It gets you in front of ready-to-buy customers fast. It complements your SEO work and local service ads. It also helps you dominate the search results, and it's completely scalable once your numbers make sense. Let me ask you, does that make sense so far? Can you see how PPC fits into a bigger picture of your pest control business? All right. Aaron says yes, Sean says yes, Ruben says yes. Thank you for being with me. But why do we hear from pest control companies, I tried Google Ads but didn't work out? So why most PPC campaigns fail? First of all, because you have been in business for a while, chances are you have already been through the ringer when it comes to internet marketing, and particularly with PPC, you were told that just spend this amount and you will get tons of calls and leads, and you're probably tried working with all the big names like Reach Local, Scorpion, Yodel, you name it. And in many cases, you ended up feeling like you threw your money into a black hole. You saw the clicks coming, your budget was being spent, but the phone didn't ring, the leads didn't convert, and the return on investment just wasn't there. Sometimes it feels like the money was just disappeared. If you have ever experienced that, you're not alone. Most pest control and wildlife removal owners I talk to have at least one frustrating experience with PPC that left them wondering, does this even work? So let's break down why these campaigns first usually fail. The truth is, most cases, it's not the Google Ads doesn't work. It's that the campaigns weren't built or managed properly or correctly. It is usually a failure on the agency side, a lack of understanding of both the Google Ads system and the unique nature of pest control and wildlife removal businesses. If you don't know any idea about how this industry works, how can you manage their ads? So, apart from knowing the industry norms, there are also certain things you need to know and you need to follow up. So Google assigns something called the quality score to your ads. That score determines how much you pay per click and how often your ad shows up and in what position. To get a high quality score, Google wants your ad, keyword, and landing page to be highly aligned. If someone searches for termite treatment, they should see an ad that mentions termite treatment, first of all. You need to use these keywords on the ad, on the copy text. And also, if you want to share on your ads video, you need to talk about termite treatment, exactly the word, keyword. And then when they click, they should land on a page specifically about termite treatment, not just your homepage. Not most agencies don't go that deep. They will dump all your keywords, pest control, bedbug removal, rodent exterminator, termite control, wildlife removal into one ad group or even one campaign or one ad group. Write a generic ad like local pest control, call now and send everyone to your homepage. No, it doesn't work like that. that is not the recipe. That's a recipe for disaster. Because when your ad doesn't match what people search for, your click-through rate drops. When your landing page isn't specific or compelling, your conversion rate drops. And when both of those are low, your cost per lead skyrockets. That's why some companies pay less than more other companies. And your return on ad spend tanks. In pest control and wildlife removal, there are dozens of different intent types. Someone searching for bedbug exterminator has a completely different need than someone searching termite treatment or squirrel removal in attic. Each of those should be treated as its own mini campaign with its own ad copy and landing page. When that is not done, Google penalizes your campaign with low quality scores, meaning pay more per click and get fewer results. So if your ads have all been sending traffic to your homepage with a single generic message or a couple of single generic messages, that's probably why your PPC didn't perform. So to sum it up, lack of relevance is equal to low quality score, is equal to low ad strength. Low quality score is equal to high cost per click. Poor landing experience is equal to low conversion. And all of that means wasted budget. To fix, we'll talk about that next, but it starts with building separate ad campaigns, ad groups, and landing page for each major service you offer. So separate landing page for termites, rodents, bedbugs, wildlife, even creating separate landing page apart from your page. So that's how we improve performance and finally see real return on investment from PPC. So tell me in the chat, does that sound familiar? Have you ever had that kind of money out, no leads back experience with Google Ads before? Aaron says yes. Okay. I hear you, Aaron. I hear that a lot, by the way. Okay. Can PPC really drive return on investment? This is one of our customers. We did a case study with him. And so the question, can pay-per-click actually generate a solid return on investment for pest control? The short answer is absolutely yes. I'm not only saying that. When you go to conferences, sessions, you go to rooms with big companies like Moxie, Aptiv, or Key Terminize. They all say the fastest lead generating campaigns are Google Ads campaigns for pest control companies. But of course, you need to support them with different marketing mediums. So let me show you a case study. This is Optimum Pest Control. It's a full service pest control company handling everything from general pests to termites, mosquitoes, and rodents. And here's a snapshot of their results from their overall digital marketing strategy. And here we see they spend like this specific month, $8,895. And the leads are 570. So average cost per lead is 15.60. 267 is organic calls. Total PPC call is 131. And web forms. This was a total investment, and total PPC investment is that specific month is 6,395 and 272 leads. So cost per lead in this case, in this specific month, is $21. But this was a high season. That doesn't mean every month you will have cost per lead 21. In winter is much more higher, and some months it's less. And so what we say is the $21 cost per lead means, okay, and you got 272 leads from that total PPC investment. And when I asked the customers how many of them you converted that specific month, because it also varies depending on how you close the deals when they call you or when they submit a form, when a customer submits a form. So conversion rate is 40%. So in this specific case, 272 leads is 40% is 109 book jobs. They're providing service in Long Island, New York, and their initial service ticket is 350. So 109 new jobs times 350 means $38,000. We are now only talking about projected return on investment 6 times, but it's only about initial service ticket. I asked that customer, how many of them you converted as a recurring customer? And if they do the one-time job, probably they say convert 70% of them as recurring customers. That's what I like about pest control industry, by the way. It's a recurring business. So that means 76 new recurring customers from that campaign, that month's PPC campaigns. And I asked them, what is the quarterly plan for the first year? $800. For the second year, $600. So I said, let's say $700 averagely. So 108, so it should be 109. I made a mistake here. 108, 70% is 76 recurring customers. 76 recurring customer means first year, $53,700 per first year annual revenue, annual plan. So that means $53,000 from that campaign, yearly revenue, only 1 month Google Ads campaign. And rest of the 32 customers, one-time jobs, 350, another 11,000. So total return on investment is 64,400. So this is projected a return on investment means 10 times. But this is only for the first year. If you are a good pest control company, if customers like what you're providing them, that means they are going to be your recurring customer also the second year, third year, fourth year. So this is much more than 10 times return on investment. Also, they're gonna refer you to their friends, their families. Any questions on that? So does the calculation make sense on you? So for what makes PPC so powerful is it's not a guessing game. It's a measurable, controllable, and scalable. If you know your cost per lead and your close rate, you can calculate exactly how much to invest to hit your revenue goal. Yes, PPC absolutely works for pest control companies and wildlife removal companies when it is done right. And that is what we are going to talk about next. How to structure and optimize your campaigns so you get those same kind of results. And I could go through case by case, but honestly, the numbers all tell a very similar story. These are the exact metrics we focus on when running campaigns for pest control and wildlife removal companies. How much did we spend? How many leads did we generate? How many of those turned into book jobs? And ultimately, how much revenue did that bring in? Because the goal isn't just to spend money on ads. It is to build a reputable, measurable system that turns ad spend into profit, not a guessing game or hope it works. Oh, we're just spending money on Google Ads, hope it works situation. And once those numbers are aligned, once you can clearly see that campaigns are generating a tangible, trackable return on investment, then it becomes easy to make decisions. So you can look at your data and say, okay, I invest 3K more next month and I will generate another 20,000 book jobs. And what happens if you sign up a contract with the customer after the initial service? Recurring revenue. That's when PPC stops feeling like an expense and it starts feeling like an engine for growth. So before we move on to the next section, I would like to know what are your biggest takeaways so far? Does this approach to measuring return on investment make sense for your business? Great numbers are these. Yeah, these numbers are real. We always like to refer our also customers to talk with our leads. But this is just one high season numbers. So these numbers may be a little bit the cost per lead. In East Coast, July, August, and September, cost per lead is low. But when it comes to winter like December, January, February, we all know that the cost per leads are high. And how to set up and structure your pay-per-click marketing campaigns for minimum cost per lead, maximum return on investment. First of all, conversion tracking is non-negotiable. If you are running PPC, proper conversion tracking isn't optional. Why? It's not just about the clicks and total spend. True tracking pushes data back into Google Ads so you can see exactly which ads, keywords, and campaigns generate real leads, calls, form fills, and book job. And if you don't create your tracking funnel, you can't benefit from Google AI for Performance Max campaigns because Performance Max campaigns work with Google's AI algorithm, and it takes all the data from your leads. So it takes data from your calls, from your forms, and book jobs. So if you don't feed Performance Max with proper tracking, they can learn because Performance Max, learn your location, your target group, as much as you feed it. Without it, you are guessing where your money is going. Without it, you can optimize your campaigns. So before anything else, make sure your conversion track is fully set up. You should go beyond counting calls. So tracking calls is just step one. By the way, there are amazing tools for tracking calls. Let me show you one. We are using CallRail, but that doesn't mean you should use CallRail. There are a lot of great third-party tools. We got used to using CallRail, but I want to share, all right, how it works. Okay, here we go. There are other competitors of CallRail, but with CallRail, they can create dynamic phone numbers, so we can see which call is coming from which source. Is it website pull? Is it direct call from Google My Business? Is it Google Ads, direct organic CPC? You can even filter different things like which one is first time conversion, which one is repeat conversions. You can go and check your custom data today, yesterday, last 7 days. So it's a great tool, and you should be connected to your Google Ads campaigns. So you will have an idea about which campaign brings the most calls. But it's not enough also. Let's go back to my presentation. Okay, so that's not the only case. You should also go beyond counting calls, and also you should count on how many quote forms you have, how many text messages coming from your Google Ads, how many text messages are coming from directly from website, and how many Google Maps visitors come from, how many calls are coming from Google Maps, and also to see which specific keyword triggered a call. Like, is it this call triggered by termite treatment or wildlife removal or bed bug treatment? This also helps Google Ads AI learn how to optimize your calls. If you assign different numbers for different campaigns, so Google algorithm can align the budget better than you do it manually. And like I said, not every lead is call. Some are forms, some are chat, some are messages. So track all conversions and feed them into Google Ads. And for Performance Max, this data trains Google AI to find more qualified leads, meaning smarter campaigns and higher return on investment. The best thing about AI Performance Max is AI leverage. It's leveraging from AI, but also cost per click is much more economical than search campaigns. So you could able to get more conversions with Performance Max campaigns than search campaigns. So like key takeaway, don't stop at call tracking and track the source. Is it organic or PPC? If it is PPC, is it coming from search or Performance Max? Which keyword is it coming from? So that trigger it, and the campaign, which campaigns close the job. So that also gives you an idea about when you close the job, okay, these people are better options to close the deal. And build granular search campaigns. First of all, if you don't build up your search campaigns properly, because Performance Max campaigns, which works with Google AI, takes all the data also from search campaigns. So you always need to build up search campaigns and structure your search campaigns into tight focus ad groups. So each targeting one specific service with matching ads and landing page. If someone search for termite treatment near me, they should see an ad about termite treatment, not your homepage. This one-to-one match improves quality score, also lowers cost per clicks, and keeps you in the top spots for high intent searches like pest control near me, rodent exterminator, termite inspection, wildlife removal service, or bed bug treatment. So these are your money keywords. And break campaigns into categories. One is for brand campaign, always bid on your campaign name. Competitors also can do that. If you have a ABC pest control company and you have a competitor in the area, your competitor can, if you use ABC pest control in their campaigns, so that means they can bid on your company name. And if somebody is looking for your brand, get this consumer as a lead or worst case customer. And branded clicks are cheap, highly relevant, and protect the customers already searching for you, already know your name. Service campaigns. Create dedicated ad groups for all services. So, of course, it depends on the season. Now, in East Coast, like it's mosquito season and season. But each campaign, depending on your budget, create separate campaigns for each services like general pest control, termite, mosquito, rodent, wildlife, different campaigns. But also, when you create a search campaign for this specific pest control service or general pest control, you should also create a performance max campaign to support it with different channels, which benefits with leverage from AI. So they work together better than alone. And geo campaigns. So run location-based ads for each city or your town you serve, like Winter Park Pest Control, Alamante Spring Exterminators, and local relevance boosts quality score and also drops your cost per click. Also, this is an example of how we created a couple of search campaigns. You see the text. We will also talk about keyword types matter. There is also performance max campaigns, search campaigns. Everybody's talking about AI for the last 18 months because we can now ask questions to ChatGPT and whatever we ask, it replies immediately. It edits our conversations, emails, even essays. You can even ask detailed questions about your personal life. So everybody thinks that it's a new thing. No, we have been using AI long before. AI started in 1990s and we have been using AI in our Google Ads campaigns since 2021. So, and also Performance Max campaigns launched in 2021. So Performance Max uses Google's AI to run ads across search, YouTube, display, Gmail, and Maps. You provide your goals, budget, assets, and audience signals. Google does the rest. It works best when you already have conversion tracking, when you already lead to sale tracking, and when you already have strong creative assets. And use search for ready to buy leads and performance max to stay visible across Google's network. So you're always on visible everywhere. And like I said, if you want to do a good job with performance max, structure your search ads properly first. Google just launched AI Max, but we don't have enough data to make a comment on it. We are just trying right now and we don't have real data on that, statistics on that. But I want to show you something. Let me share my Google with you. And there is a great option to use AI in Google Ads panel where you can create your own videos. That's also an amazing option because I know it's not an easy job to create videos by yourself, but you don't need to do it right now because you can leverage Google's AI. So this is one example of Performance Max, okay? So where you have your headline, so you provide all these copy texts. As much as you create more, you can do more A/B tests. And then you have long headlines, and then you have descriptions. And when you upload images, and Google AI can create videos for you. You don't need to create the video. You can do it within the Google Ads panel. And Performance Max, thanks to AI, they show it different channels like search results, display results, YouTube results, and discover Gmail results. Performance Max show these ads on the right time to the right target group while learning from your search campaigns or the campaigns you have already been using and all the behaviors of the leads converted and then generate itself different text copy, different videos, and also show it at the right place if it is that right moment on search or display or YouTube. So whatever you do with your Google Ads, like your ChatGPT personal questions, so ChatGPT knows you, right? But your Google Ads also knows your business, also knows your locations, also knows your target group, also knows the consumers who are converted, and optimize your campaigns with all these information and generates new campaigns. And let's go back to our presentation. All right, now it's time to understand how all these keyword match types work and which one works better. So we have three types of keyword types for search campaigns. One is broad match, which I never recommend to use them, because if you use the pest control keyword as broad match, that means your ads can be seen by people who looks for anything about pest or anything about control, which is nonsense. So if somebody is looking for pest control jobs or pest control carriers or association, so they will see your ads if you use a broad match. So that means you are wasting your money. And most of your campaign should use as phrase match and exact match. Exact match is like they only be shown the exact keyword, who are looking for the exact keyword. If somebody is looking for Dallas pest control, they will see if you use the exact match, so only show your ads to the person who is exactly looking for Dallas pest control. Phrase match means pest control, and you can add at the beginning or at the end, like pest control Dallas. It will also show to the people who is looking for pest control in Dallas. Or you only use keyword phrase match wildlife removal. If somebody is looking for wildlife removal New York, it will also show your ads to that specific person. And don't forget about negative keywords. They prevent your ads from showing up your irrelevant searches. For example, you don't want to pay for clicks on pest control license, okay? You want to use pest control keyword, but you need to deduct some negative keywords like license, like do it yourself, DIY, or jobs, or certificates, or association, or careers. We often have hundreds of negative keywords in our campaigns to filter our wasted spend, and we have huge amount of lists because we already experience with other customers, so we have a couple of different listings for different pest controls. So if you are not filtering those out, you are like wasting 20 to 30% of your budget on irrelevant clicks, and over time that ups to thousands of dollars. Think about, you are spending 3,000 Google Ads budget per month, and think about like 30% of that amount is wasted. So that means like $900. And think about it as year, annually. So think about it annually. So it's going to be like 9,000, 10,800. And over time, that adds up to thousands of dollars. And if you spend more on ads, that means more and more. And write ads that actually stand out. Let's be honest. Everybody can use locally owned, call now. That's fine, but it doesn't stand out. Speak directly to your buyer, your customer's urgency and emotion. Like, here's scratching in your attic. We will remove wildlife today. Termites don't wait. Get your inspection book now. So be more creative. When your ads sound more human, your click-through rate increases, and that also, click-through rate also boosts your quality score, which lowers your cost per lead. Don't forget to add extensions. They let you take up more space in search results and share more info like your phone number, service areas. You can even share your, this is an extension, call extension. This is a location extension. You can even share your customer testimonials. This is an extension, service extension, contact. So use as much as extension. You can dominate more space on ads part on the first page. Assets groups, I already showed them to you. We didn't create this, AI created this. This specific customer wanted to have like more animated pictures. When we create ads, we also leverage Google Ads panel, Google Ads AI we just give brief and try to understand which works better. And the algorithms also help us which works better. And then we optimize the campaigns. Don't send your paid traffic to your homepage. Your homepage has too many distractions, links, menus, mixed messages. Instead, send visitors to dedicated landing page for each service. Each page should have a strong service specific headline, real reviews, trust badges, a clear call to action like schedule now, call today. So this is our pest control general landing page. This is not our homepage. Even when you go to this website, you don't see that page on the menu. We just created that page specifically for pest control service keyword because we don't want to distract the visitor. When your ad and landing page are perfectly aligned, meaning the keyword matches the ad, and the ad leads to a page that speaks exactly to what the customer search for, your conversion rate can increase by 5 to 20 more compared to sending traffic to a generic homepage or generic service page. That is how you turn an average campaign into a high-performing one. And we have tested this dozens of campaigns, and simple always performs best. Most traffic today comes from mobile. Often 70 to 80% of the traffic are coming from mobile. So that's where your design needs to shine, on mobile version. Also, do split testing. Split test your headlines, description, and landing page. I show you an example of a performance max campaign. So you entered 15 headlines, 10 descriptions, and Google AI shows the best performing one to the at the right time, at the right consumer. And take a look at it. See like how does it perform monthly and quarterly, and try version A, version B, and then use the best one. So which one generates more calls, form submissions, or book jobs? So competitors change, bids fluctuate, Google's algorithm evolves. So in 2021, performance max campaigns didn't work as good as right now. So your campaigns change also. Your goal should be always to know which keyword brings the best lead, which ad gets the highest click-through rate, and which landing page convert the most visitors. That's how you keep your campaigns profitable and scalable. And there is one thing to remember from this section. It is this: never spend a dollar on PPC, whether it is search or performance mix, without conversion and tracking in place. If you can measure your cost per lead and return on ad spend, you're not marketing, you're just gambling with your money. So does that make sense so far? I've been talking for a little bit, so I just feel like I want to check in with you guys here a little bit and give me a yes in the chat if this is clicking. So I'm sure you have an experience with different PPC providers, or you are still working with a PPC provider. First of all, the first question is how much of my budget is actually going to ads versus management fees? I know some agencies bundle everything into one number, like you will pay 5K amount and we will handle it all. But when you ask, okay, how much that goes to Google Ads or local service ads, they often don't tell you. That's a red flag. You should always know how much of your spend is being used for media, actual ad spend, versus management. Otherwise, you can hold it accountable or calculate your real return on investment. The second question is, what type of tracking is in place? Ask about phone call. Are they tracking phone calls? Are they tracking form submissions? And are they tracking chat conversations separately? Can they tell you how many leads came from SEO and from Google Ads, from Facebook, and from other sources? And most importantly, are conversions actually tracked back to the ad campaigns and keywords that generated them? And what about conversion value? So you can also add value to your conversions. Which conversion is more value for you? Did they ask you how to value your conversions? In pest control business, the most important conversions are phone calls, then form submissions. So how do you value them within the Google Ads? Because how you value them, it also helps you to generate more leads, because also, like I said, Google AI learns from how you value your leads also. So you would be surprised how often that is missing. 9 out of 10 companies can tell which keyword or ad group generated the most phone calls, forms, or chat. That means you are flying bird and you can optimize what you can see. At a minimum, you should be able to see how much leads are coming from PPC, how many came from SEO, and the cost per lead from each. If those numbers are all lumped together, you have no way to measure which channel is actually performing. And the third question is, what KPIs are you tracking and reporting on? Ask what metrics they will provide you in their reports or dashboard. You want visibility into the average cost per lead, total ad spend, and return on investment. So 3 questions. What is my average cost per lead? What is my total spend? And what is my return on investment? So if they can show you a simple dashboard that helps you understand what's going on and you're not really in control of your marketing. The 4th question is, are you running tests and optimizing continuously? Ask whether they are A/B testing your ads, different headlines. Do they give you permission of your Google Ads panel? Can you see the headlines, calls to actions, offers, different visuals, photos, videos? So can you see how hard they are working for your campaign? And with Performing Max ads, your ads are also being shown on YouTube. Do they use that? Are they split testing keywords and ad copy? Are they using ad extensions like call buttons, locations, service highlights? Those small optimizations can make a massive difference in your cost per click and cost per lead and conversion rate. And finally, what are your targets? You can't improve what you don't measure. So what is the goal for your cost per lead? What is the target for your return on investment? If your provider can't answer that, then you're just spending money in a vacuum. You need clear goals to know if your campaigns are performing the way they should. So, is that helpful to have the list of questions to ask your provider? Give me a yes. I don't know if that's helpful when you work with a different provider, all these questions. Do you have an idea now what to ask to your PPC providers? All right. So what makes our campaigns better and different? I just want to talk a little bit about our campaigns perform differently. First of all, we run split tested campaigns with well-structured ad groups because we truly understand the pest control industry. And we like to combine search campaigns with performance max campaigns, and we really love to use Google Ads AI. And we really like to feed our campaigns with as much assets as we can do. Headlines, descriptions, and photos and videos. We sometimes create our own videos with different AI tools, but if you can't do that, you can go into Google panel, ads panel, and upload your pictures and let the AI create your videos. And let it create more videos and do split testing. After managing millions in ad spend specifically for home service companies and also home development companies, we have dialed in what works and what doesn't. So we have the experience. And we understand the pest control industry. Why? Because we are everywhere. We go every expos, Pest World, Eastern Conference, small expos. I was last week at Legislative Day. Why these events are important? Not to be there only, not to network. Also, every interaction I made with a pest control company, make with a pest control company owner, I learn a different thing. I also learn different marketing tools they are using with other companies. I also learn their challenges. I also learn their struggles. So I have an idea what works best for them when we create a campaign or ad group. And also my team knows how to manage them according to the company industry norms. So we set up conversion optimized pages. I show you how our landing page look like, and we also ensure true conversion tracking, meaning every call, form submission, or chat is tracked back to the specific campaign, keyword, and ad that generated it. That level of visibility help us make smarter decisions, also help Google make smarter decisions with AI. So you can only leverage Google AI if you set up your conversions properly. So that way, knowing exactly which ads are driving the best results and which need improvement. So with us, there are no guessing. And so you will exactly know how many calls from Google Ads, how many from organic, how many quote forms are coming from Google Ads, how many text messages are coming from Google Ads, how many from direct website visits, and even which keywords brought in the most leads and what cost. This makes it possible for us to optimize for conversions, lower your cost per lead, and increase your return on investment. We rotate and test ads monthly, refining headlines, offers, and targeting to constantly improve results. You will also have access to a dashboard that shows all the key metrics in one place. How much you spent, how many leads you generated, your average cost per lead, and your projected return on investment. We also believe in complete transparency. You will always know exactly, first of all, you will always have access to your own Google Ads. And you will always have an idea how much Google charged you, how much it went directly to your campaigns, what platform we are investing on your behalf, whether it is Google Ads or local service ads, nothing hidden, no commission, no confusion. So hopefully, I think this gives you a clear picture of what is possible with pay-per-click advertising and how transparency and tracking make all the difference in driving better results. And if you'd like to have some help with this or want to talk about how we can help implement these ideas for your business, let's talk in the comments. We will schedule a time to chat and walk you through how we can help you maximize your lead flow through internet marketing. And if you'd like a review, we will take a close look at your current setup, analyze your website ranking, show you exactly where you stand and where there is room for improvement, and review your PPC campaigns to identify what is working well and what could perform even better. And if everything looks great, we will tell you that. If there's room for improvement, we will show you exactly what to adjust and how we can help you apply these strategies to get better results. I can also put a booking link so you can book with me whenever you feel like you have time to think about it. You can also just write, let's talk. And once again, it has been an honor to be here today. And I hope you found it valuable and insightful. And if you'd like to talk with us as how we can help, we would love to connect. You can directly go to this link and pick a time that works for you, and we will review everything with you. No pressure, just a clear, honest look at it and what is working well, where there is room for improvement, and what it could like if we work together to take your marketing to the next level. Thank you very much.